President Muhammadu Buhari says he understands people's concerns about the growing insecurity, but assures that security agencies are not relenting in their duty to keep citizens safe. The president's state of mind was conveyed by the National Security Advisor, Major General Babangana Munguno, retired, at the end of a Security Council meeting convened at the instance of President Buhari. TVC News State House correspondent Femi Akonde reports.
Another Security Council meeting, which again reflects the mood of the nation and depicts a frightening security situation that for now has defied all solutions thrown at it. The outcome this time is an announcement that security agencies are working on a new strategy to deal with existing and emerging threats to national security.
The members of the armed forces have also made a commitment that in the coming weeks, they've already started working on a new strategy to deal with these snippets of violence. And they've given their word, their commitment to the president that there will be a change in momentum.
Data from the Nigeria Security Tracker, a project of the Council on Foreign Relations of the United States, reveals that activities of violent non-state actors had claimed more than 5,000 lives nationwide between January and June this year. At least 996 persons were violently killed in January, 765 in February, 1,214 in March, 917 in April, 594 in May, and 736 in June, totaling 5,222 in the first half of this year alone. It is at this Security Council meeting that new strategies to end the killings and violent crimes are conceived, and a plan of action is developed. But to stop this escalating insecurity, the federal government insists it must be with the support of citizens.
In this type of asymmetric conflict is a collective effort. It's not something that should be confined to only the security, intelligence, and law enforcement agencies. When we keep saying whole of society approach, whole of government approach, to get a whole of nation approach, what it means is that everybody has to partake in this enterprise.
Already the security threat level in the federal capital has been raised, especially after the recent ambush of soldiers from the Presidential Guard Brigade. The Kuje jailbreak is another breach of national security that has left many questions unanswered.
Council is in the process of winding up the special investigative panel on the Kuje incident. And the idea is to come up with recommendations, hold those who are supposed to be held accountable for their deeds, and to ensure that this type of thing never, ever, ever happens again in this country.
The federal government also acknowledges that citizens are tired and gravitating towards self-help. It appears the federal government is also worried about how the media reports issues of insecurity and the effect it has on the population, especially as the events in recent days have impacted the approval rating of President Buhari's administration. But the president is in a race against time to turn the tide. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
Governor Rotimi Akeredolu says no person was killed in the Wednesday attack at a construction company in Owo area. The governor, who was accompanied by heads of security agencies on a visit to the scene of the incident, said 2 persons who sustained injuries in the attack are responding to treatment. He urged the people of the town to go about their lawful business.
Clearly, what happened there yesterday night was not an attempt to kidnap anybody, because they went away with nobody. And we have in these premises over 100 people live there. Yes, there was sporadic gunshot to the wall, but they never went inside to kill anybody. It's better for everybody to know.
Meanwhile, Ondo State Police Command says it has launched an investigation into the Wednesday attack at a construction yard in Owo. Spokesperson of the command, Fumilayo Dunlami, who reviewed this today, said the attackers used explosives at the scene of the incident. He urged residents to go about their businesses as police is on top of the situation.
Immediately we had those two, the Commissioner of Police himself led team of men again, including the anti-bomb squad to Owo. That same yesterday evening, the anti-bomb squad confirmed improvised explosive device at the scene. And the Commissioner of Police and the command as a whole, we are calling for calm, that investigation has started concerning this issue, and we will get back to the public with our findings. We want to also urge our people to please, this is not the time for us to start peddling fake news. Please let us be calm. We will get back to you and tell you what exactly happened after investigation.
And it's some relief at last for the family of Hanifa Abubakar, the murdered 5-year-old pupil of Noble Kids Academy, as a Kano High Court today sentenced Abdulmalik Tanko and Hashimu Ziyaku to death by hanging for finding them guilty of kidnapping and killing of the pupil. They were charged on 5 counts of criminal conspiracy, attempt to kidnap, abatement, kidnapping, and concealment of truth. The offences contravened the provisions of sections of the Penal Code laws of Kano State 1991. In his judgment, Justice Usman Naaba sentenced Abdulmalik Tanko to death by hanging and 5 years for conspiracy. He also sentenced Hashim Shiako to death by hanging and 2 years for concealment and kidnapping. The court also sentenced the third defendant, Fatima Jibrin, to 2 years imprisonment for attempt to kidnap and criminal conspiracy. The 5-year-old Hanifa was abducted by Mr. Tanko, who demanded ransom from her parents and also reported to have killed her in December last year.